Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Obsidian employees, please grow a pair. Please don't get triggered right off the bat here, but let me explain to you what I mean. From a professional standpoint, these guys are not doing the right thing. There's better ways to handle things in this type of environment. And let me tell you what, guys. We have an old saying in Spanish, which it goes like this. It says, "El que manda, manda, aunque mande mal." And that means your boss is your boss, paraphrasing here, of course, even if he's a bad boss. Even if he doesn't know how to govern, he's still your boss. That's what you signed up for. And you might have been here at a company for a long time, and all of a sudden the company decides to change directions. Company has every right to do so. You have a situation here where the CEO is backing up the company environment. And I'm not saying that the company environment is a good company environment. It might be good for those who align with that political point of view or whatever's going on in the office. It really doesn't matter. I'm not there. We can only go by the leaks. And of course, the leaks are going to be one-sided. We don't know exactly if this is 100% true or, somebody's satisfied. Regardless, let's just, for the sake of argument, say that they are completely correct in everything they say. Okay? So let's go with that. And let's go with the fact that you have an art director there that's, clearly politically aligned with the left or Marxist or whatever you want. And you're not into that kind of thing, but you work there. Okay? First of all, you're showing up to support the organization no matter what the organization's culture is. You're getting a paycheck. You're not doing this for free. Okay? Now, again, the company might have changed, but that doesn't change your responsibility. Whenever you're in a corporation, it doesn't matter what corporation you're in, if you're not doing what they tell you to do right away, they're going to take you to one side of the office and they're going to read to you your work description and your work instructions. And nowhere in there is it going to say that you're allowed to leak. Leaking is a very bad idea if you get found out, right? If you get found out, it's very hard for people to hire you again because they know that if you disagree with them or cross them in any way, they are going to turn on you, right? That's the fame that you're going to get. That's going to be your reputation. And there goes your career, because there's going to be some times that you're going to need to work with people that you don't agree with, and you're going to have to accomplish a certain mission. Right? And you need to be able to trust that person to do exactly what you say they're going to do, even if they don't like it. That's not you. That's not for everybody, right? But that's the description of the job. Now, how do you navigate dissatisfaction in a company environment, right? Like the ones Obsidian is right now. You have a dissatisfaction with a company that's politically driven, of course. And there's growing tension within the company. There's leaks like they give to Smash JT, right? And they're discontent because they're forced to align with leadership on these identity politics that they don't agree with, because it's hindering their creativity, as they say. Right? While dissatisfaction is understandable in this type of situation, leaking information is not productive. It really isn't, guys. It might be entertaining for us. And the reason of this whole video is to hopefully, guide somebody out there that if they're in this kind of situation, that this is not really the way to go. Even though it's entertainment for YouTube, professionally, it's not a good thing for you to do. And there's certain things that you can do that have worked over the years for many people, right, that are a lot more effective, right? The current cultural at Obsidian Entertainment, like many creative companies, reflects the priorities of its leadership, and under the guidance of the CEO, and he's made it clear, he's embraced this new workplace ethos of identity politics and left-leaning values. That's just a fact. And this really marks a shift from previous years, but that is what it is. And artistic freedoms and other priorities are going along the side, right? They're secondary. Employees now find themselves working on projects that they feel prioritize like political messaging over the player experience. And this can be frustrating, of course. We understand, right? I understand that. But ultimately, it's the reflection of the company's direction. That's what the CEO is hired for. That's what the leadership is hired for. And that is what you're getting paid to do. You're not doing this for free. You're not doing this out of the goodness of your heart. And even though we sympathize with these people, you still have to be professional. And professional means working with people that you don't like, right? But it's not forceful. If you look at the back of every $5 bill, you see Abraham Lincoln there, and that means that you're free to walk out anytime you want. You are not a slave. Okay, leaking internal information is not only unethical, it also is counterproductive for your own, forget about the company, for your own career, because you don't want to be known as a leaker, right? And if the goal is to address perceived injustices or flaws in leadership, you really have to consider the effectiveness of your actions. If you know the company's going under and this is going to go nowhere, you really have to do nothing. And again, I'm addressing those people out there who might be in this kind of situation. And also, if somebody at Obsidian is listening, if you have that much creativity, why not share it with the world, right? Why not choose the path of independence? Throughout the gaming history, many developers have faced similar frustrations where they've been constrained. Instead of resorting to leaking, they chose to leave and create their own studios, right? These venues allowed them to regain creative control, right? And there's many examples of this. Look at the founding of Respawn Entertainment by former Infinity Ward developers, right? That's a notable example, right? They were frustrated with their working conditions and created limitations, and they took a risk of starting their own studios, right? And they had Titanfall, Apex Legends, for example. And similarly, Obsidian employees that feel constrained can do the same thing, but you have to take the step. You have to grow a pair. If you really feel this strongly that you can create better products, share them with us. Take that step and create them. But all you're doing by leaking, the people that typically leak are people that are in love with their paychecks and never have the courage to take that step. They want to change the company, but guess what? It is not your company. Even though I admire Obsidian and all this stuff, and maybe the games that are coming out are good or not good. I mean, I'm still going to play them. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to play the Outer Worlds, because that would be a lie. Or I'm not going to play AVOWED. That would be a lie. Right? But if you think you can bring more to the table, go out there and take the step. Grow a pair of stones, man, and do what you're supposed to do. But if you're just out there leaking, this what tells me and what tells everybody else that you're the kind of person who just wants to, create ways that work when they're not happy, right? And this is for potential employers. When you're not happy, you create ways where you're not going to get out. So you complain and complain. If it's so bad, get out. If you feel that they are mistreating you illegally, then get legal advice, get professional advice. But what we have here is a bunch of people saying that they could do better, but they're not going to because they're constrained by this company. And if they do indeed have all this talent that's being bound by this company, well, professionally, if you feel that way, it's your responsibility to create something new and not just to leak, right? And not just to leak, because it's long term, it's going to be bad for your career because somebody will find out, right? Somebody always finds out, right? So let me conclude this by saying that the dissatisfaction among employees at Obsidian reflects a broader tensions within the gaming industry. It's just not them, right? Where political priorities overtake anything that has to do with gameplay. While, if you feel frustrated and you feel that leaking is your only way out, let me tell you, for your career, it's a significant risk, and you're risking your professional future, right? And I'm not saying these employees shouldn't leak, and I'm not saying nobody should make videos on this, none of that. The whole purpose of this video is, if you find yourself in this kind of situation, man, you just got to go. You got to make yourself happy. Why are you going to show up to work to a place that you're miserable? Life is too short for that. Instead of leaking, start looking for a new job. Start looking to make your own company. Create your own path, right? History has shown you that innovation often arises from discontent, from employees being suppressed at other companies, and they embraced entrepreneurship, and that way they released their creative freedom. And that way you can build a legacy of creating new games and not a legacy of just being a leaker or a snitch. Do your careers a favor. Take that step. Be brave and prove yourself. Engage in capitalism. That's the way that you defeat communism, Marxism, and socialism. All right, humans, thank you for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.